Thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this very special event to honor employers in northeastern Indiana that have demonstrated exceptional support for their own employees who serve in the National Guard or the Armed Forces Reserve. As a lifelong Hoosier, I am not surprised that there would be businesses whose leadership values the role of the Guard and the Reserve and were proud that some of their own employees chose to serve their nation. We understand that our freedoms are not free and that there are those enemies of freedom in many parts of the world who would take great pride in eliminating or at least limiting our freedom and our way of life. As we have witnessed the horrors and barbarism over the past several months, we can see the challenge to our freedom is very great. But for many, it is still all very distant. All that fighting is over there. On December 7th, 1941, over there was here with the attack on Pearl Harbor, and the entire nation experienced the first threat to American soil in a lifetime. And for our generation, and certainly our children's generation, over there happened right here, again on the tip of Manhattan, at the military bastion called the Pentagon, and on the lonely Pennsylvania field on September 11th, 2001. In some ways, we had become spoiled as a nation because we had always engaged the enemy on someone else's turf and successfully turned them away from our shores. I pray that the history lessons of December 7 and September 11 will keep our country vigilant and attentive to the enemies of freedom, and we, as citizens, cognizant of our responsibilities. Tonight, we are focused on the men and women who get it in a personal way and have stepped up on our behalf as members of the Guard and Reserve. Some of them have been activated and deployed to the battlefields, and some have even made the ultimate sacrifice during their active duty. Some have focused on their weekend and summer training requirements to be prepared for active duty. Others have already served their fellow citizens in a personal way during a disaster or special need here in Indiana. Regardless of the roles that have come their way, they have been there and completed their missions. Tonight, we remember another dimension to being a member of the Guard and Reserve. Almost all of these men and women have civilian lives with employment that is often interrupted by the military obligations. Although there are laws like the Uniformed Services Employment and Reemployment Rights Act of 1994 that I am sure many of you know in great detail, to protect employees and to provide guidance to employers, tonight we are celebrating those companies who see that law as minimum standards. We are saluting those companies who openly and intentionally honor those who serve in the Guard and Reserve and cultivate a culture that welcomes service. In today's economy, with companies and organizations operating lean and mean, it is not always easy to suddenly lose a member of the team. Business owners and managers are forced to make some difficult decisions that in some cases can impact the bottom line. But in Indiana, USA, we have men and women leading businesses who are willing to make that sacrifice and do even more. In some cases, companies take extra steps to support their Guard and Reserve employees with salary considerations, services for the employees' families, and other meaningful ways. These companies have earned our respect and gratitude. On behalf of Governor Mike Pence and all the citizens of Indiana, I first say thank you to the men and women who serve in the Guard and Reserves, and then say thank you to those employers who ease the burden of that service. God bless all of you, and God bless America.